Traders at Access Bank expect bond appetite across the curve to remain weak. Meanwhile, there is a noticeable demand on the longer end of the T-bills curve, with trades executed at an average of 22.15%. Daniel Afolabi, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank, joins me now for more market movements. Daniel, thanks a lot for joining us on the show today. It's been a power-packed week so far. First, we had inflation numbers come through. Then we had the marginal rate hike from the Central Bank of Nigeria, the signaling towards the market. Walk us through the highlights, the movements, investors' reaction so far, and how you see us positioning going into the month of November.
Okay, so thank you, David, for having me. Just like you said, it's been an interesting week, very packed as well. So we started the week with the market is in the repo. Started the week with in the repo of about 269 billion. During the week, we saw a FAC inflow about 240 billion estimated numbers, which is about 30% of what the market is expecting. So before the end of today, we are expecting another 540 billion naira to be credited into the position across different banks. In line with that, the OPR and overnight rate started the week at about 32% levels, but because of the FAC inflow and several activity, we saw that drop to about 29-30% respectively. On the FX market as well, we saw the market started the week, NAFEX started the week at about 1682 and closed at about yesterday about 1681. On the NAFEM as well, we saw that market went from about 1675 to about 1644, which is a slight appreciation of about 30 naira week on week. For the Treasury bills market, just like you said, we've seen appetite on the longer end of the NTB and also the OMO auction. If you remember, OMO actually closed the last auction at about 24% levels, but is currently trading at about 23.15 now. The NTB also, the long end, about the November paper, closed about 23.5 in auction. It's currently trading at about 22.15 today. However, on the bonds market, across the curve, we are still seeing the same structure that we've seen over the past few weeks, wherein the short end is currently at about 22, at about 20% level, 20.68 thereabout.
Yes.
And then we saw the longer end at about 17%. So largely the same. The structure across the different market segments remains the same, despite the MPC auction where MPC meeting where we saw a slight hike from the central bank.
Yes, and talking about what to expect in the month of December now, walk us through some of the highlights we should also look forward to. And in terms of whether or not you also share, Access Bank shares the optimism of the CBN governor, where he's also saying the Naira has stabilized so far and is hoping for further stability going forward, and looking at the reforms impact, GDP, stronger GDP numbers and growth as a whole in the first quarter of next year. Walk us through what we should expect going forward, near term.
Yes, so the number speaks for itself. If you look at the trend so far on the FX market, you've seen that we've tested the 1700 levels. We went back again, so you could tell that the reform and what is being done. You can tell that the market is will be receptive of that, and you see that in the rates, which is currently, like I said, about 1644 levels.
Okay.
For the NTB market, next month in December, we have about 3 different auctions. About 1 trillion is maturing, and also 1 trillion is on offer. So, I mean, where we see rate today, it looks as if we're still going to remain at that same level.
Same levels. Daniel, would have to leave the conversation here for the lack of time. Thank you so much for your time on the show today. That was Daniel Afolabi, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank.